Another day, another story. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round and prepare yourselves for a spine-chilling journey into the depths of terror. Tonight, we unveil two bone-chilling tales that will leave you trembling in fear. Are you ready to face the unimaginable? 1. Chalkboard of Shadows. The old St. Agnes School stood as a sentinel of education, its corridors echoing with the footsteps of generations. Room 13, tucked away at the end of a dimly lit hallway, was the focal point of unsettling rumors circulating among the students. Whispers of a malevolent force that lurked within its walls. Emily Mitchell, a curious high school senior with an insatiable appetite for the supernatural, decided to explore the mysteries that surrounded Room 13. As the bell echoed through the empty halls, signaling the end of classes, she lingered outside the ominous door, feeling a pull that transcended mere curiosity. The door creaked open, revealing an ordinary classroom, desks aligned, a chalkboard awaiting its daily lessons, and a lingering silence that felt almost suffocating. As Emily cautiously entered, she sensed a subtle shift in the atmosphere, as if the very air held its breath in anticipation. Unbeknownst to Emily, a shadowy figure materialized at the front of the class, an entity forged from the collective fears and anxieties of the students who had passed through Room 13. The spirit, hungry for acknowledgement, sought to manifest its malevolence through the living. As Emily explored the room, the chalkboard beckoned her attention. Its surface, covered in seemingly random markings, pulsed with an unnatural energy. The air grew colder as the markings rearranged themselves, forming cryptic symbols that danced on the verge of comprehension. The clock on the wall ceased ticking, and Emily felt an otherworldly presence pressing against her senses. The room darkened, and the shadows took on a life of their own, contorting into grotesque shapes that whispered forgotten secrets. Suddenly, the chalk began to move on its own accord, etching a message onto the board. "I see you, Emily Mitchell. I know your fears," it spelled out in ghostly letters. Emily, paralyzed with terror, felt the room closing in around her. In a desperate attempt to escape, she stumbled backward, but the door had vanished. The malevolent force reveled in her fear, feeding off the panic that gripped her soul. The walls seemed to close in, and the air grew thick with the oppressive weight of unseen eyes. Meanwhile, outside Room 13, the school's janitor, an elderly man named Mr. Jenkins, noticed the sudden absence of the usual ambient sounds. Concerned, he cautiously approached the door, his footsteps muffled by the eerie silence that surrounded him. As Emily struggled to break free from the clutches of the malevolent force, Mr. Jenkins, armed with a keychain of ancient charms passed down through generations, entered Room 13. The atmosphere shifted, and the chalkboard's ominous glow dimmed as if acknowledging the ancient relics in his possession. With a commanding voice, Mr. Jenkins recited an incantation meant to banish the malevolent spirit. The shadows recoiled, and the chalkboard ceased its cryptic messages. The oppressive air lifted, and the clock on the wall resumed its rhythmic ticking. Emily, now free from the clutches of Room 13, gasped for breath. Mr. Jenkins explained that the classroom had become a nexus for the fears and anxieties of the students who had passed through its doors over the years, creating a malevolent entity that sought to trap the living in a perpetual cycle of terror. As Emily and Mr. Jenkins left Room 13, the once menacing door swung shut with a resounding thud. The atmosphere in the hallway returned to normal, and the whispers that had plagued the students' nightmares faded into distant echoes. In the days that followed, Emily could not shake the trauma of her encounter with Room 13. The chalkboard's cryptic symbols lingered in her dreams, a haunting reminder of the malevolent force that had sought to consume her fears. The legend of Room 13 persisted, but now students approached it with caution, aware of the unseen horrors that lurked within its walls. The school, once a haven of learning, now bore the scars of a supernatural encounter that transcended the boundaries of the rational. And so, Room 13 remained a testament to the chilling reality that some fears are not easily forgotten, and the echoes of malevolence linger long after the chalkboard of shadows has been erased. 2. Whispers in the twilight. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the empty swings and slides of Crestwood Middle School's playground. It was the kind of twilight that blurred the lines between reality and imagination, a perfect setting for the chilling events that would unfold. Detective Jessica Hayes, a seasoned investigator with a penchant for solving the unsolvable, found herself called to the scene of a murder that sent shockwaves through the quiet suburban community. The victim, a popular middle school student named Lily Thompson, whose lifeless body lay beneath the twisted metal of the jungle gym. As Detective Hayes approached the crime scene, an uneasy stillness settled over the playground. The swings swayed gently in the evening breeze, their rhythmic creaking creating an eerie symphony that seemed to reverberate with the whispers of secrets buried in the shadows. Lily's classmates stood huddled near the edge of the playground, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and disbelief. The rumors spread like wildfire among the students. Lily had been a target of a mysterious figure who lurked in the shadows during recess, a figure only the children seemed to notice. The police investigation unfolded, revealing a tapestry of teenage angst, jealousy, and hidden secrets. Lily's popularity had garnered her both admirers and enemies, and Detective Hayes faced the daunting task of sifting through the tangled web of middle school relationships to uncover the truth. As Detective Hayes delved into Lily's life, she discovered a cryptic note tucked into the victim's backpack. The message spoke of a secret meeting at the playground during twilight, a meeting that hinted at a clandestine affair or a dangerous rendezvous. The twist: the note was written in Lily's own handwriting, as if she had penned it herself. Haunted by the mysterious circumstances, Detective Hayes decided to stake out the playground during the next twilight. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an ethereal glow over the deserted slides and climbing frames, she sensed a presence in the shadows. The playground seemed to come alive with whispered secrets, and Detective Hayes caught a glimpse of a fleeting figure, a silhouette that vanished into the darkness. With a surge of adrenaline, she pursued the shadowy figure, only to find herself standing alone in the chilling emptiness of the playground. Back at the police station, Detective Hayes reviewed the security footage, hoping for a clue that would unravel the mystery. To her shock, the footage revealed Lily, seemingly alive and well, meeting with the shadowy figure. The twist: the timestamp on the footage showed the meeting occurring days after Lily's murder. Confused and unsettled, Detective Hayes questioned Lily's classmates, each of whom insisted that they had seen Lily's ghost lingering in the playground during twilight. The playground had become a spectral meeting ground for the living and the dead, a place where the boundaries between the two worlds blurred. Determined to confront the supernatural elements at play, Detective Hayes consulted a paranormal expert, Professor Samuel Blackwood. Together, they performed a séance on the haunted playground, hoping to communicate with Lily's restless spirit and unravel the truth. As the séance unfolded, the playground trembled with an otherworldly energy. Lily's ghost materialized, revealing the shocking twist: she had discovered a dark secret within the school, a conspiracy involving her classmates and a plot that led to her untimely demise. In a heart-wrenching revelation, Lily disclosed that the shadowy figure was not her murderer but a manifestation of the guilt-ridden secrets harbored by those involved in the conspiracy. The playground, it seemed, had become a nexus for the supernatural, a place where the echoes of the living resonated with the whispers of the twilight. As Detective Hayes pieced together the clues, she uncovered a plot to frame Lily for a crime she did not commit, a sinister plan orchestrated by those she once considered friends. Lily's popularity had made her a target, and her untimely death was the result of a macabre conspiracy. In a climactic confrontation, Detective Hayes exposed the truth, leading to the arrest of the conspirators. The haunted playground, now freed from the echoes of the conspiracy, fell silent, and Lily's ghost, having found justice, faded into the twilight. As the community grappled with the revelations, Detective Hayes reflected on the fragile nature of adolescence, where friendships could turn to betrayal, and the innocence of the playground could transform into a haunting abyss. The murder mystery of Crestwood Middle School's playground left scars that ran deeper than the physical, lingering in the twilight shadows where the living and the dead whispered secrets that could never be unheard. As the final whispers fade, the chilling tales of school horrors come to a dreadful close. Yet, beware, for the echoes of terror linger, forever etched in your mind. Thanks for watching.